Hello, my name is Mrs. Edwards, and I'm going to tell you something about the Religious Studies A-level course that we offer in Lamwen High School. Firstly, we need to understand that religious studies is a rigorous, demanding and respected subject. It is very academic. It develops skills listed below, including decision-making skills, philosophical thought, respect for pluralism and the different values of others. And when we look at the careers that religious studies leads into, we can see this for ourselves. It is a valued subject choice for things like youth worker, teacher, social worker, medical worker, doctor, nurse, midwife, counsellor, for example. And this is because within religious studies, there is an appreciation and understanding of the values of people other than ourselves. We do this through the philosophy element as well as the study of our religion, which is Buddhism. So, a little bit about the course itself. The course is obviously a 2-year course, AS and then A-level. And throughout that 2-year course, the religion we've chosen to study is Buddhism. We'll also do philosophy of religion and ethics. Those are the 3 main themes that we look at. When we look at Buddhism, we'll do an introduction in year 12 and then further study of it in year 13. And this will be tested in 2 exam papers, one in year 12 and one in year 13. And we look at the following things in both of those exam papers. We look at the life of the historical Buddha and whether it is important to know those biographical facts about him. We look at some of the key teachings, including the 3 Lakshanas, the 4 Truths, and the Eightfold Path, and how they will impact on the day-to-day life of a Buddhist. And then we look at Buddhist practice, including meditation, the idea of going for refuge, for example, using the Sangha, which is the community. And then we look at the daily life of the monk, both in Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism. We also look at Japanese Buddhist practice. We look at Buddhism and feminism, what the role of women is in Buddhism, Buddhism and charity, social awareness within Buddhism. And then we also look at Buddhism and science, how they're compatible, is blind faith, for example. So they're very interesting, engaging topics to look at. Within the religion and philosophy, in year 12, there's a combined paper, philosophy and ethics. And then in year 13, there's separate papers. So with the philosophy, we look at things like, primarily in year 12, the arguments whether God exists. So we look at arguments such as the teleological and the cosmological argument, and then we look at the strengths and criticisms of them. So, for example, can the teleological argument be seen as a proof that God exists? We look at evil and suffering, and we look at whether the existence of evil and suffering disproves the existence of a God and the responses to that. And we also look at mystical experiences, in particular miracles in year 13 and prayer in year 12, and whether they again prove the existence of God and are they reliable. We look at religious language, and we look at the psychological explanations for religious belief through the work of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. And we also look at the power and the increasing interest in atheism, and then obviously new atheism. So we're looking at the critical standpoint of religious belief. For ethics, again, as I've said, it's a combined ethics and philosophy paper in year 12, then a separate paper in year 13. And we look at the Christian ethics to start with, of situation and ethics and natural law, both Christian theories, very different. We also look at the non-religious ethical theory of utilitarianism and whether those any of those can make a good or better person. And then we also look at the application of such theories in issues such as capital punishment, abortion, euthanasia, and things like that. We look at meta-ethics, such as virtue theory. We go on then to look at free will versus determinism. Are we determined on a certain path? Do we have free will? Can we make choices? And we don't do this just through religion. We again look at psychological and scientific explanations of that. We look at updated models of natural law and look at things like immigration and how that they can be applied to that. So exams take place in Year 12 and Year 13. There is no coursework element to this qualification. In Year 12, you sit 2 exam papers which constitute 40% of your eventual A-level grade. Paper 1 is testing your Buddhism, and paper 2 is the philosophy and ethics combined. Year 13, this is the 60% of the eventual A-level, and it's 3 exam papers. One is Buddhism, and then separation of the philosophy and ethics into separate exam papers. Questions will either be 15 or 20 marks, and they will constitute explain questions and a discussion question, which you would have some idea of, a taster of, from your GCSE. So an example would be explain the life of the historical Buddha, and then the life of the historical Buddha is important to discuss. Okay, so any questions, please contact me at Lamwood High School. Thank you.